Hello there, and welcome to part 2 of What if Yuji had the anti-gravity system, where Yuji inherited his mother's innate curse technique. Just how would the story change now that Sukuna can access it? Let's check that out. So without any further ado, let's get started. With Yuji joining Jujutsu High, he and Megumi met Nobara, who joins them on a trip to Roppongi to expel a curse. Gojo uses this as a test to see if Nobara is as crazy as a typical Jujutsu sorcerer, and after confirming that Nobara fits right in with Yuji and Megumi's chaotic energy, the three officially form a team since they are the first year students at Jujutsu High. The first mission as a team takes them to a detention center where they are tasked with saving inmates trapped inside. Upon entering, they realize that the entire building is in an innate domain. While investigating, they find a dead body of one of the inmates. Megumi and Yuji argue on what to do, but during the debate, Nobara is kidnapped and Megumi's white divine dog is killed. Yuji and Megumi immediately sense something ominous. They turn to see the spirit, a cursed finger bearer, cursed spirit standing menacingly. Yuji volunteers to handle it while Megumi runs to find Nobara. Yuji activates anti-gravity on himself, reducing the gravitational pull on his body to a minimum. This allows him to dodge the finger bearer's attacks with incredible agility. Inspired by Sukuna's earlier use of the technique, Yuji refines his movement, dodging a cursed energy blast from the finger bearer by propelling himself faster than the gravity would normally allow. He closes the distance and punches the finger bearer, simultaneously using anti-gravity to cancel its weight and send it flying. The finger bearer retaliates with another curse energy blast, but Yuji negates this by cancelling his own gravity completely, launching himself into the air to avoid the attack. Normally, Yuji cannot perform these advanced techniques in quick succession, but due to having ingested two of Sukuna's cursed fingers, his curse energy has increased significantly. And since Yuji is naturally attuned to his cursed energy, this boost allows him to push his abilities further. As Yuji floats midair, he manipulates the anti-gravity effect on the finger bearer, lowering its weight just enough to make it float. Simultaneously, Yuji reaches the ceiling and kicks off with full force, deactivating anti-gravity and rocketing forward towards the cursed spirit. Gravity pulls him down instantly, accelerating his descent. He lands a devastating punch infused with cursed energy. However, due to the lag in his cursed energy output, Yuji accidentally uses Divergent Fist, causing the finger bearer to crash into the ground. But despite his enhanced skills, Yuji is still not strong enough to defeat a special grade cursed spirit. The finger bearer goes on a rampage, shooting cursed energy blasts that eventually take out one of Yuji's arms. Overpowered and desperate, Yuji lets Sukuna take over, knowing that Megumi and Nobara are safe. Sukuna, annoyed by Yuji's reckless use of his power, decides to use Yuji's curse technique. Dodging the finger bearer's attacks effortlessly, Sukuna uses cursed technique reversal to manipulate gravity. He crushes the finger bearer under immense gravitational pressure, pinning it to the ground. While shifting through Yuji's memories, Sukuna recalls Yuji's grandfather describing his mother. Coupled with his observations of Yuji's unique body, Sukuna begins to suspect that Yuji is specifically engineered as a vessel for him, likely Kenjaku's doing. Intrigued by Yuji's potential and his anti-gravity system, Sukuna decides to experiment further. Sukuna deactivates the gravitational force of the finger bearer, and cupping his hands, he begins compressing a ball of gravity, pouring cursed energy into it while focusing on compressing it to the size of the rock. Gravity, as a fundamental force, attracts everything with mass or energy. Sukuna theorizes that by concentrating this force, he could create a Fox black hole. He flicks the rock-sized gravity ball at the finger bearer, and at first, nothing really happens. But within seconds, the ground cracks as the gravity ball pull intensifies. Debris is drawn in, fueling the gravity's ball's growth. The finger bearer struggles against the gravitational force but is eventually sucked into the spear. It's spins inside before being torn apart as the gravity ball's pull increases. The gravity ball expands rapidly, bending the space around it. Sukuna uses anti-gravity to resist the pull and observes the effects closely. He notices that the way space distorts around the ball, reminiscence of his earlier fight with Gojo, where the space bent around Gojo's infinity. Realizing that Gojo has ability to manipulate space itself, Sukuna contemplates a countermeasure. As the gravity ball grows dangerously large, Sukuna tries to test out an idea. He forms the same hand sign he used for his domain expansion in Malevolent Shrine, but instead of activating his domain, he focuses cursed energy on the gravity ball. Scale of the dragon. Recoil 20 meters. Sukuna chance. He fires a dismantle slash at the ball's center, where the gravity is most concentrated. The slash cuts through the gravitational core, disrupting the balance and dispersing the force. The debris crashes to the ground as the fog's black hole collapses. Sukuna laughs maniacally, delighted in this discovery. He thanks Yuji for being an unwitted muse, admitting that he could have done this without him. Cutting to gravity itself, a feat that Sukuna now calls his world bisecting class, opens new possibilities for his power. He knows he could not have done this by himself and thanks Yuji for being a model to figure it out. What Sukuna did was fire a dismantle at the center of the gravity ball, where the gravity is at its strongest. He cut the gravity or space inside the ball, inside the world, similar to this world cutting slash or world dismantle. In high spirits, Sakura notices Yuji's inability to take back control of his body, so he leaves the detention center and encounters Megumi. Intrigued by Megumi's potential as a vessel, Sukuna battles him briefly, recognizing his immense potential. Still, Sukuna finds Yuji more fascinating, as Yuji's defiance of Sukuna's beliefs challenge everything that the King of Curses stands for. To ensure his dominance, Sukuna rips out Yuji's heart, creating a binding vow that can be used later. And this is where I'm going to leave this episode. With Sukuna growing in interest in Yuji, the unlocking of the world dissecting slash, and Yuji's continued growth influenced by Sukuna, how will the story progress? For that, you guys will have to wait for the next part. Until then, cha cha.